We are so tired.
This is exhausting and tougher than we were expecting. We are Kim and Lee, and we are embarking on an interesting journey, and we're selling our home with no real fixed plans. So the next bit is probably the no doubt bit. When I first said to Kim back in February, I think we should sell the house, Kim was like, just like that.
I was like, that's pretty big.
And I would say there was an initial little tingling of doubt, like, is this the right thing to do, breaking out of the system? But actually, pretty much since then, all it's done for me is really reinforced that we're making the right decision, however painful it might be at the moment.
Yeah, it feels like the pain can exist, but so can the fact it's the kind of the right decision as well, like the ease of the decision. And like the more I clear stuff out and the more I get rid of stuff and the more we're letting go, it just feels right. And sometimes you've got to follow your intuition. A lot of the decisions we make, you try to make with your head, and sometimes you've got to follow your heart. And in my heart, this is the right thing to do. And I think that's why a lot of people get stuck, because the rational thing to do is to have a mortgage and have a job and get your career and earn more money, and that's the rational, logical thing to do. Because the one thing that's said to us the most by anyone...
Can I guess? That's brave.
Yeah. We hear that so much about the decision we're making, that's brave. And I don't actually feel...
It's not a bravery thing.
Yeah, I don't feel brave or courageous it feels right. Like I don't get any sense of courage or anything around doing it.
Yeah, and I want to say anyone can do this if they want, but I appreciate that's not actually the case. I think we're probably lucky that we've ended up owning a property that we can then sell and have some equity from, this allowing us to do the things we're about to do. I appreciate not everyone's got that opportunity, so it is more difficult for some others.
I don't even know if it's just that though, because I can remember it's probably a couple years ago now. In fact, I know when it was. It's when you were planning to leave the corporate world.
It's on the corporate world,
were you? And I remember thinking the worst that can happen is we end up having to live in our little T4 van. And I realised, well, that's not worse. That actually sounds really fun. And I realised that none of this matters. I realised that we get convinced that this is what we need and this is what we need to exist. And I realised that actually if we had to just live in our little T4 van, I'd be really happy.
It wouldn't be without its challenges.
Of course. You can't stand up in it and there's like no room.
There's no toilet or shower or cooking area.
And I'm not saying it would be easy, but I realised that, there is no worse. And I've been at rock bottom before as a single mum, and like I've had to deal with a lot from my marriage. So I've been at my lowest. So I know what it feels like to be there. And actually when I first met Lee, he had nothing. When he first moved into his house, he had nothing.
I had a mattress and some cutlery.
Yeah, that's all he had. So I think a lot of people say we're brave because they believe that they need these things to exist in this world.
Some people might need it.
Yeah, and some people might want that and choose that, and that's okay. It's not a judgment on those. But it's also that there's a lot of marketing and media, and we're marketed to every day about this new product, this new thing, and we don't need all that stuff. And I think it's that remembering who we are and, you know, what's important.
I guess if anyone's watching this who thinks we're brave, I'm curious to know why you think we're brave. If you've already done this leap, would love to hear your view and take on it as well. Because, yeah.
How did you cope?
Yeah. Give us some tips, please.
Yeah. Where did you magic some time from? We're sharing this kind of like for, I don't know, a companionship in it almost, so that it's heard, to have that held by others, that this is what's going on, and kind of an accountability really, and also I guess like documenting it, like to look back on, because I hope in 6-8 months time, a year's time, we'll look back and go, do you remember when that was hard? And we'll be like, no, not really, because we're just like living in paradise, living our best life.
We're not sharing this to put anyone off. I guess we're sharing it to warts and all, and it's part of our journey. Your journey might be very different. You might live a minimalist lifestyle and you don't have a whole load of stuff to clear out of your house. You might not have a house to get rid of. You might not want to own a van. You might want to go walking around the world. I don't know. There's so many variations. This isn't to put people off. I guess it's just to kind of highlight the challenges we're facing at the moment.
Yeah, and this is our story and our version of it, and everyone's will be different. And it's more just highlighting how it is for us. And we committed from the beginning to not just be showing the best bits and the exciting bits, and showing everything in between. So this is that kind of everything in between.
Our journey that we still don't know the outcome of.
Yeah, and showing every step of the way. And also by sharing it, you know, maybe someone will have some insight and an idea. Maybe you've got like a magic time machine and add on a few hours to the day for us. Or
so if you're interested in our journey, however it might evolve, don't forget to like,
subscribe,
and press that little bell so you get notifications on our next video that comes out, because who knows what next video will be.
No, there's some in the pipeline, but the video editor needs to get on with it
in all the spare time.
Yeah, and that's as well, can we please appreciate that in amongst everything else we're documenting this and putting it on YouTube.
It is quite a challenge. Actually, we should have added that into our list of things to talk about. Yeah, and if you've got any views on this whole process, please comment.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be.
You've got to trust the process.